Okay, so this is a 10-minute video about the stock market. Um, I'm not gonna sugarcoat it. Anybody tells you 24 hours or so on, and this is the fastest way to make money with a nightclub. Minus the 2 to 4x, which is supposedly supposed to be public lobbies. It doesn't actually specify that because every time I hear about this, and I actually did this yesterday, I went up public lobby, did the cop car, got $100,000, went in the private lobby, which is invite session only or closed session, still made 100 grand off the car mission. So it doesn't work like that. I know it doesn't. Every time I hear about this, the whole 2 to 4x, oh yeah, you can only make that in public lobby, and yet and take a risk of some griever blowing me up and still not making that money. It's rare for a know public session, quote unquote, that will be chilled because pretty much everybody's in there to blow you up for some RP like type of stuff that, oh yeah, I have four something plus thousand kill ratio. I don't know why this is in here. We're not in Call of Duty and we're not in Fortnite. I get Rockstar wrote it like that. It's stupid, but this stock market's easy to figure out, but I'm just gonna tell you, it's gonna take more than a week or two to fill up, and then when you sell it, then you gotta wait another week or two for that stuff to fill, because you can't always have your Xbox on because it's better be safe than sorry because you don't know if it's gonna overheat or blow or whatnot. There's too many variables for that with the way outlets are and high technology. You never freaking know anymore. Some buildings are too old for that stuff. So there's too many variables for that. So I just covered that for every gamer out there. But unless you're glitching this thing somehow, because I know some people possibly might be glitching it, some might be hacking it to make it go up faster. That's still a possibility because I've been sitting here. My girl, like I said, if I get my girlfriend to say something on her behalf because she's watched me play video games and she knows that it takes more than a week for this stuff to build up. I've sat there and done heists, missions, and the thing still wasn't full.
Oh
Like
yeah, it
it, it,
definitely.
it takes like three. It takes a little bit to get three of them filled up, and then you gotta change your management, which I will get the management in the next video and say this management here. If you're new to the game, then you'll understand it after a while. But if they're not new, then they know they're lying because this does not work like that because it takes more a week or so. Every time someone tells me that, I actually stayed up a week, a whole week, and that thing still wasn't full. I ran the Xbox the whole freaking week, and I take a lot just to stay up for a whole week just to do that. It doesn't feel up like that. You're lying because I know it doesn't. I got tired of people saying, "Oh yeah, it's only in 24 hours or 72 hours." Yeah, yeah, yeah. Okay, I stayed for a whole week, and my girlfriend wanted me to go to sleep, and I told her I couldn't because I wanted to prove a point, and I stayed up a whole week, and actually I found out it takes over a week. It annoyed her and made her upset that I wasn't sleeping when she was sleeping, but that's a whole different story. Um, but yeah, I stayed over a whole week. It doesn't work like that. It takes a while. You have to shut the Xbox off, and even you don't shut the Xbox off. And by the way, they do not tell you about the freaking um idling system in these videos either. There's an idling system that says 13 minutes. It's about a minute or less, and then it'll kick you if you don't keep pushing the freaking anything on your Xbox controller or PlayStation controller. It is not 13 minutes. It's in 13 minutes in game, but it's about a minute or less in real life. That's not enough time to even go take a shit or a piss or go out and get food and that when you're hungry, it doesn't give you that much option, so you either have to put a ram band on it and risking an idle stick, left or right trigger, it doesn't matter, it'll idle if you do that. Or you have to put something that will prevent you from idling too long and then risk your controller breaking. Minus somebody just sitting there, a friend or a girlfriend sitting there that you can trust that's not going to delete your stuff, but that's a different story. You don't know with that. But if you have a decent person that's going to delete your stuff or ruin your, skill set and all that stuff, and I'm saying that in general, because even some guy friends can mess up your kill ratio if they jump on and just start doing whatever they want. Um, yeah, unless they're on their own profile and that. But outside of that, um, like I said, it's gonna take a while, and it's like 1 to close to 2 million when it's completely filled up after you wait a long period of time. And then, by the way, make sure if you buy the nightclub and they don't tell you this, because then you can sold this yourself, depending on how much stock you have. If it's a little stock, and then you get the span and you can armor it up. As soon as a custom van or something like that, I remember, but I have it in my garage and I can put in one of my videos and say, this is the vehicles you need for the nightclub. Just keep an eye out for that video. Please like, comment, and share these videos. I have a whole walkthrough without sugarcoating stuff to each video, and also go on my YouTube channel and subscribe, please, and thank you if you like these videos. I'm doing this in an experienced, positive way. Yes, it's kind of a rant too at the same time, but like I said, once you get all that stuff up, when you go to sell, it depending on how much stock you have, you can get a van, and then the other one is a um, box truck in a way, and then you can armor that up. And then the last vehicle is a pounder truck, which basically you can armor the heck out and have barbed wire on it and whatnot, and have missiles, and you don't even need to worry about using it on anybody except for the AI bad guys. If you're in a private session, like a invite session or closed session, where it's just you by yourself, nobody else in the map and that, so you don't have to worry about somebody blowing your stuff up. But make sure you have that because the pounder truck can have all the stock stuff in it and you can take it all in one shot. Minus sometimes there are some hacking things that you gotta do, but they're easy. When you figure them out, all you need to do is figure them out a little bit. Some are like the word one or whatever it is. But once you get that done, you can deliver it and then do that again and let's say eliminate that, but it's hard to tell sometimes because they switch it off. But once you get the pounder truck, you can deliver it all by yourself. You don't need to rely on anybody, which is nice because then you're making $1 million. You don't have to rely on anybody from those business, and then you just wait a little bit for that stuff to stock up. Yes, you can make 250,000, but you still gotta sit there and not do anything else because you don't want to miss the opportunity to do more population in that by yourself. So you can't do like casino and that because you miss the time period and then you gotta restart over again. And like in 10 hours you can make the 250,000 and so on. And then there's like a thing for your nightclub, um, for career progress that has that. But like I said, it still takes over a week, so you gotta be patient. Anybody else says that, they're lying out their butthole. And I'm just keeping it kid friendly, but they're lying. And I know I'm talking about because, like I said, I stayed up over a week. It took more than a week for that stuff to fill up. No ifs, ands, or buts about it because I know they're lying. Because I sat here and, like I said, my girlfriend even vouched in the video that she sat here and watched me over a week getting mad at me because I wasn't sleeping when she was sleeping to prove a point that it took more than a week. I didn't do a video about it, but I know I can vouch for it in that it takes more a week.